Welcome to Jenny Talks. China has 5,000 years history. Today a lot of Chinese TV drama series shows emperors have a bunch of beautiful women. They were the happiest man in the world. But in fact, the things just was opposite for Qing dynasty. I have to say, all men like beautiful women, whether they are princes, nobles, or common people. Especially the ancient Chinese emperors, as the rulers of the whole world, are also supreme in status and have the greatest rights in the world. As an emperor, he owns 3 palaces and 6 courtyards, and the beauties in the harem. The emperor's power is so great that he can choose any woman he likes according to his own will. This happened to ancient dynasties, like Tang dynasty and Ming dynasty. Compared with the other dynasties, the concubines of the Qing dynasty are an exception. From the photos of some concubines handed down from the Qing dynasty, it can be seen that the concubines of the Qing dynasty are very ugly. Why is this? Actually, the reason is very simple, because the Qing dynasty ancestors have a rule, even the emperor must abide by. The Qing dynasty was Manchu people. They took over China from the Ming dynasty, which dominated by Han people, while the Qing dynasty was a Manchu people under the 8 banners. Later, with the continuous development of the Qing dynasty, a series of adjustments were also carried out. The internal hierarchy of the Qing dynasty was also very strict, and its people were divided into 8 banners and 3 banners covered by the Ministry of Internal Affairs. In addition, in order to consolidate the rule of imperial power, the Qing dynasty also imposed various restrictions on the Han people. For example, in the selection of concubines by the emperor, the beautiful women selected by the emperor when selecting concubines were all from the 8 banners, especially the queens and noble concubines in the harem. Concubines are basically women of the 8 banners. Han women are not qualified to be concubines. The identity of the 8 ethnic groups in Qing dynasty is very noble. In ancient times, marriage was about the right place. The marriage of the emperor was also out of political considerations, so the selection of concubines was all from these nobles of the 8 banners to balance the court. The forces of all parties are also very purposeful. Compared with these, the appearance of good or ugly is not so important. Moreover, the rulers of the Qing dynasty attached great importance to the purity of the blood. In order to maintain the dignity of the Manchu blood, they were unwilling to intermarry with the Han people, thinking that this was an insult to their blood. The marriages between the 8 banners in the Qing dynasty were basically intermarriage. Especially as an emperor, the selection of concubines was also in the 8 banners, which reduced the selectivity a lot. Women are not very beautiful in the first place. Even if they are carefully selected, they will not choose any goddess-level characters. Compared with the appearance of women, the rulers of the Qing dynasty looked at the identity and status of these women. For them, only women from the nobles of the 8 banners were people of noble blood and qualified to become the emperor's concubines. Moreover, they feel that women who are too beautiful are bad luck, and they may make emperors addicted, which will affect the development of imperial power. In order to prevent this kind of thing, the nobles of the Qing dynasty did not even want to let beautiful women be their wives. The marriages of the ancients were also arranged marriages. Even the princes of the Qing dynasty had no absolute right to speak in marriage. According to the arrangements of the elders, even if they are princes, the matter of marrying a wife is also arranged by the parents. Moreover, parents don't want their son to marry a beautiful woman. They feel that it will bring disaster to the family. Parents try their best to choose a gentlewoman who is virtuous and virtuous. Therefore, the reason why the concubines of the emperors of the Qing dynasty looked so ugly was because of a rule of the ancestors. To marry a wife, even a prince or an emperor has no absolute freedom, especially when it comes to marrying the first wife, and they cannot follow their own ideas. The most important thing is to pay attention to the right match. What matters is the identity background, not your appearance. So the position of the first wife will always belong to the right woman, not the beautiful woman. In addition to the ugly concubine, they will prevent the emperor from mistaking the country because of female sex. So in many aspects, the emperor's life is not as good as we imagined.